Jumbo, Habari Zajioni. This is Elder Alona. Welcome. I invite the ancestors. I pour to that creative spirit, that creative energy that we are all a part of. And when I pour, I say, Ashe.
Ashe. We'd also like to give praise and adoration to those ancient ancestors and those who came over from Africa via the Middle Passage. And so we'd like to pour libations for Queen Hatshepsut, King Tutmosis, King Pianki, and Queen Zinga. And we pour libations and say,
Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe.
We now move on to this side of the pond and we pour to those ancestors of the 19th and 20th century, such as Boukman, such as Frederick Douglass, such as Arminta, Harriet Tubman. We pour for we come forward, we'll pour for the ancestors that fought and died in this land, like Emmett Till. We pour for them and we'll say Ashe.
Ashe. And we'll pour libations for the universal forces, the directions, for the elements, fire, air, water, earth. And we pour libations and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
We pour for our ancestors, the ones that we know, whose shoulders that we stand on, our mothers, our fathers, sisters, brothers, our jegnas. We pour for them and we'll say Ashe. We'll also
Ashe.
pour for everything that we do is for our eternity. We pour for our children, our watoto. Everything we do is for the watoto. And we'll pour and we'll say Ashe.
Ashe. And we'll pour libation for self, for the activity that we participate in, so that we can keep our movement moving. And we say, Ashe.
Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Amun is satisfied. Asante Sana. Dua.
Thank you. And now you may be seated if you're not already seated. The principle of the day is Umoja, which means unity. It means to strive for and maintain unity in the family, in the community, in the nation, and in our race. You know, when I think about Kwanzaa and I think about the principle of the day, I know how important it is for us to be unified for the things that we do, because I'm a firm believer that divided will fall. So together we need to stand strong and stand tall. So we come together each year to encourage one another, to inspire one another, to enlighten one another, and to give each other the kind of support we need for the following year. So let's keep that in mind as we strive to do the best we can do from year to year, day to day, with our family and our loved ones.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when unborn had died, yet with a steady beat have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have over a way which the tears have been watered. We have come treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, Thou who hast brought us far on the way, Thou who hast by Thy might led us into the light. Keep us forever in the path, we pray. Lest our feet stray from the places, our God, where we met. Lest our hearts, drunk with the wine of the world, we forget Thee. Shadowed beneath Thy hand, may we forever stand true to our God, true to our native land.
Hotep, this is Elder Greg Arnold, and on behalf of the Tawi Family Village Council of Enstewed Elders, it is with great pleasure that we present the latest initiative to the community as a full members of Tawi Family Village. Il Nawa Akobin, a unique name for an initiate group that overcame a unique set of circumstances to successfully complete a primarily virtual training process in the midst of a global pandemic. This group consistently demonstrated the essence of the Nguzasawa principles and modeled how various age groups can work together for the good of the group. We are excited about the energy, skills, and enthusiasm they all commit to bring forth the Tawi Family Village Collective. We appreciate them for all they did. Ashe.
Habari Gani. This is Elder Alona again. Asante Sana Mababu Kwa El Nawa Akoben. Karibuni El Nawa Akoben. Thank you, ancestors, for bringing to us El Nawa Akoben. And welcome El Nawa Akoben. Hotel Asante Sana.
My name is Elder Isatu Sanya, a newly initiated member into the Taiwi family. One of the things I like to say is that I kind of like the sound of the word Elder Isatu. And I also like when people call me Mama Isatu. I guess at my age, it's kind of nice to be recognized as an elder. The name of our group, El Nawa Akaban, was very unique. It sounds like an African word, but it represents the unity of all our groups, the elders, the nation builders, the warriors. All of us came together and united. And it wasn't easy. It was a challenge. It was a challenge, but we were ready for action. What I learned during the initiation period was how to get along with people from different age group, different ways of thinking, different idiosyncrasy. I felt as if I made new friends, got a new family. What is my contribution to the village? I consider myself a peacemaker and a counselor. I see my role as one of listening and providing words of wisdom and guidance to the group. Ashe. The first principle is Umoja, unity, to strive and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. What does unity mean? It means to be in harmony. It means cooperation. It means togetherness and oneness. In the 1977 Kwanzaa Origin Concept Practices by Malinga Karanga, he explains that Umoja, the first principle of Kwanzaa, is as follows. Umoja is a commitment to the principle and practice of togetherness and collective action on critical level. That is to build and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. Some key words here are commitment, practice, and action. Umoja is more than just a word. It is a call to action. This is the first and fundamental principle because without unity, our possibilities as a people are few and fragile, if it exists at all. That unity is essential to us as a people cannot be seriously questioned. What is more often debated is the method by which unity is achieved. We are one people and must strive and act as one. As a people, our realities, life changes, and possibilities are rooted in the quality of our relationship with one another. Unity thus must begin on the basic level of the family and extend outward in expanding centric circle of our national community. For the state of the family, in a real sense, is a vital indication of the state of the national community. The lesson of who we are, our position and possibility in life, and the nature and need of building and maintaining quality and effective relationship with each others are taught to us at an early age in the context of the family. To be unified is to have a collective strength to confront and solve problems which are collective in nature. In fact, history has proven that a people united and conscious of their strengths and weaknesses cannot be defeated. But a people divided are doomed to a slow or quick destruction. Unity then is a vital principle and practice, and without an active commitment to it, nothing is really possible for us as a people, and we are doomed to build houses we do not live in city structures around the interests and aims of others other than our own, and fight wars for our oppressor in the name of freedoms we do not enjoy. Umoja, unity. Ashe.
For all the black and brown bodies of the world, magic before. We have been called magic before. Our eyes, subtle stillness dancing to the branches of our bodies, tree limbs, reaching towards the heavens, above the sun, above the rain, dance, rivering us out of our bones. We have been called magic before, swinging from trees until we became them, bearing the fruit of someone else's child, nursing someone else's child while ours lay hanging. Its body, a box of bones we're forced to carry 6 feet beneath our chests, so we dig deep inside our bodies and pull out every ounce of glitter prayer glistening until it reaches our tongues and we learn to speak life over ourselves. We have been this magic before, bursting into everyone else's box of glitter and hiding the fact that we birthed it. It came from our womb. We lay bruised and bloody while they dance into midnight until they become the stars we do own the stars, you know. We have been this magic before. How else could you find something to wish upon in the shade of midnight if it didn't already come soaked in our skin shade of brilliance? We have been this magic before, teaching the moon to dance and bend her dust to the shape of an eye, peering out onto everyone's breath while they lay sleep to make sure they keep breathing through every ounce of night that hits their lives like, my magic is so black. She looked in the mirror and called herself solar system. My magic is so black. The stardust grew herself afro, braided her body into cornrows. I said, my magic is so black. She bounced her reflection off the ocean and the waves, started sea walking. My magic is so black. Her midnight's blues mistook her throat for hip-hop and jazz and poetry and mystery and religion and art and culture and culture and culture and everything stolen from her body's magic in the first place where culture was ripped from our veins. We learned to river ourselves into a chandelier of cardinals taking flight, cutting the sky into red until everyone learned how to bleed the rhythm of this nation. Yo, we are the rhythm of this nation in all its black and brownness. Yo, black history is American history. And America does not exist without this hue of sand and wood and tornado and casket. We have learned to carve the caskets from our own bodies and sing a new song louder. Carve the caskets from our own throats and bloomed a new tongue louder. And there is always a new tongue to be bloomed. And we have always been this magic. We have been called this wishbone and golden before. But when they forget our names, because they will, because they do, often, Every ounce of glitter left within our bodies will rise into a new body and throat and tongue until we braid ourselves into a new language again and rewrite history again. And all that magic, y'all, and rise and rise.
Hello. I am Stephanie R. Bridges, writer, author, publisher, entrepreneur, and the founder of the Bridges Book Club. I am so super excited that along with myself, other authors and writers within the Bridges Book Club community will be sharing the poetry portion for this year's Midwest Kwanzaa celebration. That is beyond exciting. And I get to kick it off with Umoja, unity, which is so important to us as a people, as a race, as a nation, as a community, as a family. So I'm going to do a couple of poems for you from books that I wrote, and those books are available for purchase. If you would so like to do so, you can check them out at bridgesbookclub.com, and you will find myself along with a myriad of authors and books of all different genres that you can explore. You can also find us on Facebook at Bridges Book Club, and we would love for you to hang out with us there. So, 2 poems I'm going to read. This book is I SPAT, and that is an acronym for In Spirit, Power, and Truth. And this is one of the first books that I wrote and published. And again, it is available for purchase. It's a book of poetry, and I think you will really enjoy it. I am going to read Black on Black. Black on black is no longer a crime. It is companionship, relationship, marital bliss. Black on black is royal ethnicity, hues in a core, attributes ample breadth, afros, outer radiance. Black on black cannot be escaped, watered down, nor lamented. It is meant to be embraced. Black on black was never a crime, nor a grievance. It is dark matter's explanation, the universe's reprieve, the earth's catalyst. Black on black is humanity's morning sun, God's gift. A mere thank you will suffice. All right, so that is Black on Black from I SPAT, and it's so important again that we unify and we don't allow terminology to be thrown around to define us and confuse us and make us unsure of who and what we are. Black on black is a beautiful thing. All right, so the next poem that I'm going to read is from a book of short stories, and this is That's the Story of My Life. This is a more recent work, and within the book of short stories, there are some poems dispersed within, and this is The Storyteller. The key to my being relies on the beat of the drum, an African rhythmic vibrato. It keeps my breath steady and my pulse at the tip of your ebony thumb, tapping, pounding, rapping on the hide-covered trunk. Thump, thump. The sound is magical lows that reach the depth of my knowing, resistance giving to movement. I succumb, run, dance, jump to the beat of the drum. Heart races, key in place to unlock the story of whence my ancestors come. I sing praises to the Most High, who created the motherland that gave birth to her African son. Tapping, pounding, rapping his magical rhythmic drum. Thank you. So also within the family unity and the community unity, we must celebrate again one another. So as women, we must celebrate our men. As men, you must celebrate us as your women. And we have to celebrate one another, man, woman, child, our elders, our ancestors. We must honor and continue that legacy of unity, because we know we all we got. All right, so that is all from me, Stephanie R. Bridges, and I'm so excited for what's to come. You guys are going to love all of the writers who come before you, and I guess that's it. Umoja. Yeah.
Habari Gye-Nyame. We are here to virtually welcome you to our citywide Kwanzaa 2020 celebration. While we're not at our usual location, we are still standing on a solid foundation. This pandemic has forced us to make drastic changes, exchanges, and rearranges. But because we are African people, we can handle anything that comes within our ranges. As we begin this week of celebration, lighting a candle each night to celebrate the Nguzo Sabo principle and reaffirming that as African people we are invincible, we will be greeting each other with Habari Gye-Nyame and responding with the principle of the day and closing with a resounding Ashe. Kwanzaa is a time for unity, affirming values that celebrate and reinforce family, culture, and our community. So let the celebration begin with the dancing and the clapping and the tapping to the beat of those powerful drums. We all know that Kwanzaa time has begun. Habari Gye-Nyame.
Awards community members and awardees are acknowledged for their outstanding service and leadership in the Black community, as well as introduce the new honoree for the 2020 Umoja Award winner. And now it's an honor for me to share with you that our recipient of our 2020 Umoja Award is the King Arts Complex. They have been our friend for so long, and without them, we would not have been able to remain unified in one place from year to year.
Habari Gye-Nyame. I'm Lynn Logan Grimes, and on behalf of the King Arts Complex, I am accepting the Umoja Award. In honor of Dr. King, we work towards bridging gaps and unifying through our arts and education programming. So this is a tremendous award coming from Tawi Village, especially during Kwanzaa season, where we're celebrating our cultural heritage and traditions. Moving forward, we are excited about cultivating new and maintaining the wonderful relationships that we have in our community. We thank you, and happy Kwanzaa.
Now a little commercial break. So please visit our Kwanzaa vendors. They can be found on the Kwanzaa vendor tab on the G&J Media homepage. Buy from our vendors and support Black businesses. Umoja, which means cooperative economics.
Are you heading out of town or have a special occasion? What about birthdays, anniversaries, or reunions? Get the best deals and inexpensive rental car rates, mid-size sedans, compact cars, and more. We have a variety of fleet vehicles to accommodate any and all of your rental car needs. Make a reservation today at your local budget rental car on Hamilton Road in Whitehall. Call 614-863-7500.
Happy Kwanzaa. I'm Carla, and my sister Karen and I own two Natural Sisters. We've been in business for 5 years, and we sell a line of natural bath, body, and candle products. Let's take a look. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram, at Two Natural Sisters. All items that are in stock will be shipped within 24 to 48 hours. As a promotional item, we offer a CD of Black romantic poetry of self-love and coupled love, and 50% discount on Sister Locks, Brother Locks by consultant Sapphire Donetta Mahadi. If you have any questions, you can reach us at customer care at twonaturalsisters.com. Enjoy and happy Kwanzaa.
What's going on? My name is Doe. I am the owner and creator of Madeline Gin. Madeline Gin is best described as a celebratory art experience that exudes hella blackness. Initially, the company was founded to provide a luxurious but affordable art experience, and it's since transformed itself into something a bit more spiritual. By walking in what I believe to be my truth, I've been able to get in contact with my ancestors and use my platform and my art, my gift, to tell their untold stories. I do that by using different textures, by utilizing different mediums, colors, and just making things pop out so that it's open for interpretation. I love creating, and I can't wait to be of service to you. Thank you.
I am a genius. My ancestors were geniuses. My ancestors have made me a genius in all that I think, say, and do. I must declare myself a genius. I am a genius. Whenever I am myself, I practice my geniusness and do great things. All my thoughts, choices, and deeds must express my geniusness.
I am a genius. My decisions must always be in the best interest of myself, my family, my people, and my God. Only then will I and everyone I know that I am a genius.
I am a genius. At all times, my geniusness must reflect my culture. My geniusness must serve my God. My geniusness must make me be one in love and harmony with my family. My geniusness must protect my people. Yes, at all times, I must demonstrate excellence because I am a genius.
Like to introduce to some and present to others our very own Dr. Elder Mariba Kelsey. He will guide us through an evening of education.
Children, adults, seniors, it's such a great pleasure for me to be here speaking with you on this first day of Kwanzaa 2020, December 26th. It's an honor and a tremendous blessing. So let us be first give praise to the Creator by whatever name you may use to identify her or him. No matter what name, we know that there was only one great Creator. That great Creator brought us love, harmony, order, balance, peace, understanding, and unity, not just among people, but throughout the universe. Second, I pause and give respect and lift up our most ancient ancestors because they walked hand in hand with the one and only Creator, live by the rules, standards, guidelines, and regulations provided by them, by the Creator. Not only did they demonstrate the divine standards, but they recorded them in written and artistic form so that we may continue to see and interpret them. Third, I want to give honor to our most ancient ancestors and that were close to us, our grandfathers and grandmothers and great grandmothers and aunts and uncles, because they too taught us many things over the years about the standards, and that was some of which we didn't understand, but now we know that were accurate. They recorded them for us in new form, and so we have to accept them. Third, I want to give honor and respect to my parents, our uncles and aunts again, because they provided guidance and cultural guidance and understanding. Again, which sometimes we didn't understand, but now we're understanding the better. Finally, I pray that we will use those teachings and not ever ignore them. Let us build solid foundations as our ancient ancestors did. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And so it is, Africans. I say we will rise again together. Sisters and brothers, I want to emphasize how grateful I am to be asked and to be with you and to speak with you today on the first day of Kwanzaa. It is a blessing for all of us. I am now 95.5 years old. 55 of those years, I lived in Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, 14 years, and Columbus, 44 years. Career-wise, I was an elementary teacher, a counselor in Cleveland, and in Columbus, I was state supervisor of measurement and evaluation in the State Department of Education, and a professor at the Ohio State University. Certainly, these are positions of responsibility. But the things I am most proud of is my work in the African communities in Columbus and across the state of Ohio and Atlanta, Georgia. Such things as Mall Cities and Kwanzaa initiation and development and practices, and its development and practices, assistance in founding of African Center for Study and Worship, the Afrocentric Personal Development Shop, the Tawee Family Village, and Pittsburgh Collaborative here in Atlanta. As you can see, my joy to the world is working with my community. Today is the day of Umoja, African unity. It comes first, and it should, because it is the foundation for all the other Kwanzaa principles. Unity makes it possible to have collective work and responsibility. It makes it possible for us to have kuumba and creativity, and it makes it possible for us to have self-determination. I say collective self-determination, so we don't misconstrue it to mean just individual self. Makes it possible for us to have purpose, and makes it possible for us to have faith. Unity, that foundation, must now come alive and stay alive. It can't just be, brothers and sisters, it cannot just be speeches. It cannot just be a one-day celebration. It must be a year-long, every year celebration, day by day. Everybody here knows that the proverb that our ancestors gave us, "in unity there is strength," is true beyond a shadow of doubt. There have been so many pledges of unity without action. So today I want to outline a formula for our consideration and ask us to follow it to ensure our success of unity. I would ask you to, as I give you a short version of it, that you consider taking it and expanding it. First, let us accept that white supremacy and other pebbles have been shot, placed gently sometimes, pasted and plastered into our African eyes, and they stymie us from seeing our individual and African selves clearly in our African mirrors. Remember, our ancestors told us to remove the mote. That's the pebbles. That's an old word, motes, meaning pebbles and trash in your eye, from your eyes. They said remove it so we could see clearly. It's time we do so. What are some of these motes or pebbles in our eyes? I'll name a few. And I would ask each one of you to look within yourselves and name others. And because we got to, brothers and sisters, remove, toss them out, destroy them as we build unity. We can't keep those those things in our eyes. I know you'll recognize some of these. One of them is, I have more education than you. I went to a higher grade. I got more degrees and so forth, and therefore I'm more important than you. A pebble by all stretches, no stretch of the imagination. Just think about that pebble and how it divides us. Another one is, I have a higher position. I have gone farther in bosses institutions than you have, and therefore I have more status. Another one is my social status. I belong to more organizations, more the boys' clubs and the girls' clubs and the alphas and the deltas and the gammas and so forth and so on. You know what I'm talking about. And then one that's really critical for us is that we have been taught this pebble in very concentrated forms and sometimes brutally wedged into our eyes, that African spiritual systems cannot save us, but European and Asian religions can. My, what a pebble, what a terrible pebble that is to have in your eye when we're looking for African purity and African unity. And then one that's just in the street, up and down the street, much too often, is that I'm light-skinned, having long hair, and you is black-skinned and have short hair. My goodness. Brothers and sisters, we got to get those pebbles out of our eyes so we can see African unity and understand clearly what we need to do. Now, you know what, now that I've given you kind of an idea, I want you to think about other motes during the year. And we got to cast them out of our practice and our thoughts and our deeds and our planning. Be ready for planning, brothers and sisters, until we pray to get, and pray doesn't mean being just voice. It means action. If we pray to get these motes out of our eyes. The second part of this formula, I'm going to give you four phases to this formula. The second part of this formula says, visualize what clear unity looks like, clear vision looks like. Visualize what it would be like in unity if we had clear African vision. What would it be like? We have to have clear vision of that before we can do serious planning. Then the second part of that, having clear vision, is, am I willing to clear my own eyes and submit to a collective vision rather than just my own individual vision? Am I willing to gain knowledge and to recognize that I don't have a corner on knowledge, that knowledge is shared all among us, and we must use that collective knowledge for building rather than just our individual knowledge. Do I understand that human capital is the most valuable capital that we have, rather than just considering fiscal capital as being so important? We have too much faith in fiscal capital and forgetting that human capital is far greater and more valuable. We must recognize that this human capital must be uplifted and raised as being more valuable, and that we must use whatever fiscal capital we have to support it. Now, I know that I'm stepping on dangerous territory when I said take your fiscal capital and let's support African human capital. But I'm saying to us that if we want clear vision and unity, then we must act rather than just pledge to it. Pledging to it means nothing without action. These are a few factors and ideas that verifies that our eyes are clearing. If we have these factors and our eyes are clearing with all those factors, then we're ready for the third element in this formula. And it says, remove all fear, act with power and vigor, use the genius of every team member. Every team member has some genius, and we must use the genius of every team member, not just a few. We need every African. Be clear that all action is in unity and let the world know that our action is in unity. Do not be ashamed. I said, act with power and vigor. Have and submit to a mediation plan of action for any discord that may occur. Stick to the process, brothers and sisters, and the goal that we've set, collectively set for ourselves in our planning. Much more could be said about that second formula. Perhaps later on in the year, we can talk more about that. As we put this into place, we must declare that we're going to put it in place. Much more can be said. Much more can be said. The fourth element, however, is maintaining. I have said to you that how important it is for us as Africans to maintain our unity today, tomorrow, and forever. We must be bold, but not braggadocious about it. We must have strong security inside and outside of it, so that nothing can happen to that unity. We know that there are shots being taken all the time to disrupt unity. Some of those shots I shared with you earlier, and of course you know many more. Sisters and brothers, please notice that I've given you 4 elements in this formula. The president of the National Black Baptist Convention, USA, said that he had 3 P's, but I'm going to give you 4 P's today. They are, I said, the first one is we pray that we can recognize and begin to remove those motes, those things from our eyes, those things that disrupt us from having unity. The second one is that now we're ready to plan and make sure that we have a vision for unity in whatever programs and whatever lives and whatever families and whatever institutions we're ready to build. The third one is that we must practice. Plan, pray, plan, practice. We must practice. That means get to action. Action with harmony, reciprocity, balance, and order. Practice, brother. Action. We can't be satisfied with just talking. We got to act. And the fourth of those elements is protect. Let no one or no obstacle inside or outside deter us from attaining, from coming to this standard of being clear-eyed, having clear vision, clear African vision, so we can have unity, brothers and sisters. Now I've given you that formula, but I have a few other comments I'd like to make to you. And that is, it is vital to constantly be aware and be able to list challenges to this commitment. I'm asking you to make a commitment to this process. We must list challenges to that commitment and find ways to overcome them. Have systems that are available which can be utilized by all of our participants, all of our brothers and sisters, and then reinforce our commitment. Show evidence of our commitment to ourselves and to others. Don't be ashamed. Let people know we're committed. Let ourselves know, and then celebrate it. Celebrate it. Give recognition and to our commitments periodically. Don't just have celebration for celebration's sake. Let's have celebrations because we are committed to what we say we're going to do and in a unified way and do it. Then, brothers and sisters, as we have clarity and acknowledgments of our agreements and disagreements, and we have ways of overcoming those, take time to clearly identify relationships, harmony, and confusion. Make sure that we identify those things because it's important for us to identify them in order for us to have unity. Use positive, abstract, and concrete processes to heal. Don't be ashamed to say I'm healing. We got to work on it. It may take time. It may take patience, but it's something that we have to do. Recognize that healing time is needed. And brothers and sisters, if nothing else in this pandemic year, we have learned that we must come together, we must have unity among us, and we must have healing among us. We have to stop all the backbiting and nonsense that we've had and begin to heal so that we can see ourselves clearly in our African mirror. I'm talking about an African mirror that has clarity. I'm talking about an African mirror that will show ourselves as divine. I'm talking about an African mirror that will show ourselves as being involved with the principles of art, truth, righteousness, justice, order, balance, reciprocity, harmony, justice, and so forth. I was talking about a mirror that will show that we have soul power, that we are optimal beings. I'm talking about a mirror that will show that we have the power to make things happen and not have to ask somebody else to do them for us. I'm talking about a mirror that would show that we have a self-being connected to the environment as well as each other. Now, I'm not proposing that this is an easy thing to do, but I'm proposing that it's a sane thing to do. I'm proposing that we must have the intelligence to make sure that we must have African intelligence, not the IQ nonsense that sometimes is presented, that I had to learn about when I was in measurement and evaluation. But we must have African intelligence that goes beyond the five senses, that can see behind the clouds, that can see behind taste, touch, smell, sight, and hearing, and see behind what they call logic. Because many times the logic that they call logic is nothing but manipulation. So, brothers and sisters, I'm talking about taking real action. So, I want to close this little talk with you today with a little poem that some of you will recognize, because Brother Issed, one of my most favorite poets, gave it to us, and I think that it's a very powerful poem because it recognizes that what we may be seen as is not what we really are. And he called this poem "Black Folks Work, Work, Work," and I think that that's what we got to do: is work, 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 because we've got to work toward unity, brothers and sisters. The poem goes: take my wings, and weigh them on any scales, standard or metric measure. Then measure the distance they have to travel and the weight they have to travel. A heavy load at times with mountains and burdens, yet always forgiven for the ways and means at which you clip our wings. For we must fly, it's our way of life, and yet we are but a sparrow, they say. But we weigh 12 times the size of an eagle in their prime and male and female kind. And never will I hide on God's green earth. And we shall glide for all our worth. For we must fly, for we must fly, for we must fly, for we must fly, for we must fly. Brothers and sisters, I hope you notice that is the emphasis that Brother Issed is placing on having a heavy burden, yet flying like an eagle, even though thou may be seen as a sparrow. And the directive, he reminds us, is our African way. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And so it is, brothers and sisters. Thank you very much.
Watch the next video. Watch the next video. Watch the next video. No, I'm just joking, family. Family, thank you for joining us. Be sure to catch us on the next video, family. Peace. Watch the next video. Watch.
Thank you, Elder. Thank you for your powerful presentation on the principle for Umoja. I hope everyone enjoyed it as much as I did. Next, prepare yourself and enjoy the dynamic community performance by Gory, Drum, and Dance.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Kwanzaa should always be in our heart. And another thing that should always be in your heart is the inspiration, motivation, the desire to read. I'm a member of the National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappa. And every year on Martin Luther King's birthday, we ask everyone that we know to take an hour to read. Just take 1 hour to read. You can start in the restroom, the bathroom, the bedroom, the kitchen table, the sofa. But at one time in our life, we could not read. We were not allowed to read. Now we can read, but we don't read. And so this is our national incentive, because we are an educational professional organization made up of teachers, certified teachers. So I need everyone, please do not leave tonight without pledging to read, and you can read to your children. But that's the National Sorority of Phi Delta Kappa, and Gamma Alpha chapter is located here in Columbus. Thank you. Touch your heart and say, I pledge to read forever. Reading is power.
All right, family, if you could, give a round of applause. Powerful pledge. Let's circle up, family. Let's circle up. We're going to do the closing circle. And from the closing circle, we're going to move to the food. Now, elders, go first. I know y'all hungry. I appreciate your patience. But we want to make sure all of the elders following our tradition go first. So we want to start right here, and we want the circle to stop right here at the drums. Right here. So Elder Tony is going to light the last 2 candles for us as a community as we complete this ritual. Ladies, y'all need to get up in the circle. So repeat after me. Minute by minute. Y'all can do better than that. Minute by minute. Hour by hour. If you lose your history, you lose your power. Minute by minute. Hour by hour. If you lose your faith, you lose your power. If it is to be, it's up to me. I feel good about myself. I feel good about the people around me. I feel goodness all around me. And it will follow me for the rest of my life. Because I walk with good. And I talk with good. And I am good. And that feels real good. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Till your good is your better. And your better is your best. Black people, we were great. We shall be greater still. Lose not faith. Lose not courage. Go forward. Uplift the race. Harambe! 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 Harambe!
Now, I also would like to share with you that we will have Kwanzaa 2020 for the remainder of the week, and we'll be celebrating from 9 o'clock in the morning to 9 p.m. at night. And this will all be aired on G&J Media, who is our co-host for the evening. Thank you.